Welcome into Drew's Daily Diamond for Wednesday, July 10th, 2024. I am Drew Martin breaking down this slate of games. Let me know in the comments below what your MLB picks are for today, where you agree, where you disagree. All is welcome, guys. It helps out the algorithm trying to grow the show. Smash that like button if you're liking the content. All right, guys, let's get into the games as we got possible NL playoff preview here. LA Dodgers, Philadelphia Phillies, Christopher Sanchez, the lefty on the hill for the Phils, Gavin Stone, the rookie out of Central Arkansas, going for the Dodgers. Total of 9, minus $1.25. That's the Phillies as the home favorite. The story here, guys, Bryce Harper, Kyle Schwarber back in the lineup for the Phillies. And I say they're commanding a minus $1.25. It's actually split line, minus 121 to as high as minus 133 right now. Some opinion in the marketplace. I think we just saw the Phillies going into Tuesday night's game catch some money. I wouldn't be surprised if they catch some more here with the two lefties back in their lineup up against a righty starter for the Dodgers. The 25-year-old Stone out of Central Arkansas. He's off of his worst start of the season, just lasting 3 innings, giving up 7 hits, 4 earned, 3 walks against the Diamondbacks. We'll see if he can bounce back. It's kind of a tough matchup for him. He's up against Christopher Sanchez, the smooth throwing lefty for the Phillies. 27-year-old Dominican, also off of his worst start of the season, just lasting 4 innings, 3 walks, 7 hits, 7 earned against the Chicago Cubs. The thing about Sanchez is he has drastic home road splits. He is much better pitching at home in Citizens Bank. 1.3 ERA at home, 5.5 ERA on the road. So he's on the positive side of that dichotomy. And I think he's going to bounce back here. The Dodgers have a little bit more injuries in their lineup than the Phillies do, and they got the bullpen edge as well. This Phillies bullpen has been pretty good of late. So we'll ride the Phillies here. Low watermark, minus 121 on the Phils to start us off. We got next matchup up, heading to Camden Yards. Baltimore Orioles, Chicago Cubs. First place team in the AL East, arguably the best division, up against the last place team in the NL Central. I wouldn't say the worst division. It's kind of I guess, mediocre division. Top to bottom, I think there's some solid teams. The Cubs are at the bottom of the division, 7 games under 500. They have struggled on the road here, guys. They're actually just 6-17 their last 23 road games. They do have Shota Imanaga on the hill, the lefty, the 30-year-old Japanese-born pitcher, comes in high praise, good overall pitcher, but 16 earned runs his last 3 starts, 22 hits. So he's been knocked around a bit. Almost like our MLB lineup starting to get kind of the, ways to get to him. Maybe that's the case here. And now going up against the Baltimore lineup, number 2 overall lineup by Team OPS, by weighted runs created plus, and number 2 over the last 2 weeks. So they're pretty hot right now. They got Corbin Burns on the hill, commanding a minus 160 price tag. He's 9-3, 2.3 ERA, 16-1 strikeout to walk ratio his last 3 starts. Also, last year against the Cubs, he went 7 innings, 1 earned run given up. So past performance against the lineup he's going to be facing. He had a great start. They now got, a 3-game lead heading into Tuesday night action in the AL East, plus 12 units on the season. So all of that, guys, I'm looking for ways to get on the Orioles. I just think 60 cents going up against a solid starter in Imanaga is a little bit too pricey. I'd rather get it down to the -1 with the home team. So we'll go on the -1 line, not the -1.5 with the home team, Baltimore. Don't want that to come back and bite us. We just want to push if they win by 1 run. So jump on them. -1 run line. That is the Orioles. And if you haven't got it, you can just Google -1 run line and how much to put on the money line and the run line. But it's about splitting the bet on the 2 if your book does not offer it. But overall, guys, Baltimore -1, listing Burns as the starter. Next game up, AL Central battle here. Cleveland Guardians versus the Detroit Tigers. Reese Olson on the hill for the Tigers. Tyler Bibee on the hill for the Guardians. -140, that is Cleveland commanding as the road favorite. 7 in the hook being the total. 6:40 Eastern start time here. 56-33, 23 games over 500 for Cleveland, although Detroit did win game 1 of this series, and they swept Cincinnati, so they're playing some better baseball right now. Just 5 games under 500. They got Olson on the hill, the 24-year-old drafted in the 13th round out of high school, so he's obviously steamed up through the minors. This Tigers organization thinks highly of him. The numbers were there in the minors, and sure enough, he's got a sub-3 FIP in Major League Baseball, no more than 2 earned runs in his last 4 starts. And he also faced Cleveland earlier this season. 6 innings, just 1 hit given up. We've talked about past performance being key here. He had a great start against this Cleveland lineup. A whole lot of pitchers have done that. And Bybee actually struggled in that same game against the Tigers. Back in May, 4 innings, 4 earned runs given up. Also his last time out, just last time in the rotation, 4 innings, 4 earned against the Giants, and his velocity was down a tick. I like fading that when that happens with starting pitchers. So it's not like I have Cleveland, pinned as go against, but in this matchup, guys, getting near 30 cents with the home dog, I think the Detroit Tigers are barking in Comerica. We can get them as high as plus 129 right now. Risk 100 to win 129. Listing Olsen as the starter. We're jumping on Detroit in the Motor City. Next game up, we got the Seattle Mariners and the San Diego Padres. 6:40 Eastern, 3:30 local time here. It's the M's going with Bryce Miller and the Padres going with Michael King. Padres minus 130 home favorites, 7 in the hook being the total. The M's come in 6 games over 500, but they have struggled on the road, 6 games under 500 when playing outside of Seattle. And Miller on the hill, the starter for the M's, huge home road dichotomy to the negative here. On the road, he's got over a 6 ERA. At home, just a 2 ERA. He's also given up 11 home runs in his road starts with only 26 strikeouts. Something's going on there, guys. And he's also up against the number 2 hitting lineup against righties in all of baseball, that being the Padres. I think the Padres get after him, and they got King on the hill. He came over from the Yankees a couple of years back. He's off of back-to-back starts, just 1 earned run given up. He actually just has a 2.7 ERA with a 2.5 FIP since the beginning of May. So he's pitched a whole lot better since a little bit of a rough start to the season. He has 80 strikeouts since the beginning of May as well. Overall, guys, I think the Padres, this number's short. The Mariners haven't done much offensively. The Padres have. They're now 4 games over 500. We can get them under 30 cents in Petco. Let's jump on the Padres, minus 129. Next game up, AL East battle here. It's the Yankees and the Rays, 6:50 Eastern time. Marcus Stroman up against Zach Eflin going for the Rays. A pick'em price tag, minus 105 on each side, total of 8. Yankees come in second place in the AL East, but not playing their best baseball. They've lost 5 of their last 6 games, 55-37 overall, so a great record. We were on them a bunch in the beginning of the season. Actually been going against them a little bit with some success of late. And sure enough, Stroman's been one of the pitchers we've had circled to look to bet against. He gave up 5 earned, 3 home runs last time out against the Reds. And his last time in Tropicana, this is a stadium that I look for kind of past performance. He struggled. 6 innings, 5 earned, 3 home runs, only 1 strikeout against the Rays a couple years back. So I think he might struggle again here against this Rays lineup. Now, Eflin for the Rays, 3.7 FIP, 72-8 strikeout to walk ratio. So only 8 walks on the season. That's pretty impressive. The control is there. And his last time versus the Yankees, it was actually on April 20th. 6 innings, 0 earned runs, 3 hits, and 6 strikeouts. That was in Yankee Stadium. Now he's coming back to the Trop. I know the Rays were swept by the Rangers coming into this series. So, it is a little bit worrisome in that respect, but they do hold the bullpen edge here. The Yankees bullpen has had a couple rough games, and the Rays bullpen is a top 10 bullpen over the last 5 weeks. All of that, guys, adding up to the Rays at the pick'em price tag. I think they get it done at home. Got 1 game left. Do want to give a reminder. Anything in the comments does help, guys. Also, some of you asking how many hats I have. If you want to set an over-under on that, maybe we could do a special, get some wager bucks. Anything like that is more than welcome. Fire away any questions, guys, where you're watching from. All of that works. Huge shout out to everybody that's done it over the last 2 weeks. It's been really cool to see. I'll be in there in the comments as well, chopping it up with you. And if you're interested in any premium picks, check them out. wagertalk.com. Got a big play going here on the Wednesday card, so you can go check that out. Drew Martin, wagertalk.com. All right, guys, last game up. Washington Nationals, New York Mets. NL East battle here, 7:10 Eastern. Patrick Corbin, the lefty, going for the Nationals. The Mets going Luis Severino on the hill, minus 180. That's the Metropolitans as the home favorite. 8.5 or 9, depending where you're shopping right now, being the total. The Nationals come in 7 games under 500. The Mets right near 500. They split the series last week, which we broke down on yesterday's show. But start looking at the starting pitchers here. It's Patrick Corbin going for the Nationals, 5.5 ERA. But since the middle of May, he's actually been a lot better. 3.8 ERA, 3.1 FIP. Last time out against the Mets, he struggled a bit. He's kind of a tricky handicap. I could actually see him having a pretty good start. At the same time, this Mets lineup has been hot. They've cooled off a little bit. Severino going for the Mets. He's off of his worst start of the season against the Pirates, a game we actually took the loss on if you watched last week. He gave up 7 earned runs in the loss in PNC, but he's a guy with splits, home road splits as well. 2.8 ERA at home. So that's the positive side of it. On the road, he has over a 5 ERA. So we get him at home here. It's just the Mets at minus 180. Not into laying that price tag. And the Nationals have been a good bet. Overall, guys, I think Corbin has a decent start here. And the Washington Nationals bullpen has been pretty good. We get a total of 9. We've bet this under a couple times in this series. Going to actually do it again. I mean, it's 8.5 or 9. But if you shop around, there's multiple 9s out there. I don't think they get there. I don't think they get the double-digit runs in this one, guys. So we'll go Washington Nationals, New York Mets, under the 9 to end it. In recap, we got the Tampa Bay Rays at the pick'em price over the Yankees. We got the Padres, minus 130. Minus 129 is available over the Mariners. Detroit Tigers, plus 129 with the home dog barking in the Motor City. Baltimore Orioles, we're on the minus 1 run line with Corbin Burns. And we got the Philadelphia Phillies, minus 121, starting us off over the Dodgers in the big time matchup there in Philly. I am Drew Martin, checking out for the Wednesday show. Smash that like button, comment below, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Cash those tickets.